Okay, a warm good morning to one and all. I'm Kezia Sarah Thomas of 2nd PG Psychology. I would like to invite you all to the Centenary webinar series by a distinguished alumni conducted by the Research and Postgraduate Department of Psychology, Union Christian College, Aluva, as part of our Centenary Year celebration. So let's begin today's webinar by invoking blessings of our Almighty God with a moment of silent prayer. Today, for our webinar, we have our esteemed resource person, Dr. Lijo Thomas CMI, who is an assistant professor of Christ University, Bangalore. He is also a distinguished alumni of our department of 1998 to 2001 UG batch. And he will be speaking on the topic, Enhancing Leadership in Students Through Community Services. So as we move on to our session, I would like to remind the participants that they can pose their questions related to the session in the chat box even while the speaker is giving the talk and need not wait till the end of the session. The speaker will be responding to your questions during the interactive session at the end of the talk. The link to the feedback form will also be provided in the chat box. Make sure all the participants please do fill in the forms so as to receive your certificates for participation. I would also request all the participants to keep your microphones mute and cameras switched off throughout the seminar for smooth conduct of our program. So let's move on to our session. Firstly, I would like to invite Ms. Sinus Susan Abraham, head of the department, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to the Research and Postgraduate Department of Psychology, Union Christian College. We are really proud to present the distinguished alumni of our department giving us a lecture series during the centenary of the college. This is an initiative by the department to inspire the young students by the roles and the paths that have been paved by their seniors. So during the last 1 year, we have seen how many of the reputed, many of our alumni who are working in reputed institutions within and outside the country, how their life and their struggles and how much they have achieved and contributed to this field. And today we are really proud to have Dr. Reverend Lijo Thomas with us. He is a true inspiration in the sense that we all believe that psychology should move out from the clinical, the couch to the field, to the preventive part of psychology, getting to the people who need help. Father Lijo has done that wonderfully. His project Dreams, which is a patented project, a part of his PhD, I believe. He will be giving us a description of it, I believe. It is about getting children, especially from a difficult background, to the leadership programs and making a change through them to the society. So transforming students, young children, and society through their leadership training. So truly admirable work. And it includes entrepreneurship. We now believe that students should be entrepreneurs. So it's a social entrepreneurship and as well as a community mental health model. So I do hope that his talk today will really inspire the young students to go through a path that has been shown by Dr. Lijo Thomas. So without wasting much time, I'm inviting all of you to this webinar. Welcome, and may this session be truly fruitful to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Dr. Vidya Ravindranathan, the coordinator of our program, to introduce the speaker for today's session.
Thank you, Kezia. Good morning, one and all present here. I'm really happy and privileged to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Lijo Thomas CMI, Assistant Professor, Christ University, Bangalore. He is also working in the capacity of Adjunct Professor at Louisiana University, USA. Father Lijo has done bachelor degree in psychology from Union Christian College, Aluva, and bachelor degree in philosophy and theology from Bangalore. And he secured his master degree in human resource management from Annamalai University. Father Lijo took PhD from University of Louisiana, USA in 2014 on educational leadership. He is the founder of Let Us Dream project to promote globally connected and locally rooted community empowerment and holistic development programs. In USA in 2012 and in India 2018. He has initiated many projects, clubs, networks on leadership development. He has conducted certification programs and served as resource persons to enhance leadership skills among various populations across the world. Father Lijo has published many articles and contributed book chapters. He has organized as well as presented in many international conferences around the globe. Also received rewards and patent for his contributions in the field. He has been in the teaching profession from 2001, and with his great leadership and managerial skills, he has been successful in various positions like director, president, pastor, chairman, etc. in different organizations. So definitely our students will be benefited, or then they will be highly inspired and motivated with your sharing further. So once again, with immense pleasure, on behalf of Department of Psychology, Union Christian College, Aluva, I welcome Father Lijo Thomas CMI for the presentation.
Thank you, Professor Saina Abraham, head of the department, and Dr. Vidya for inviting me, and I sincerely appreciate it. And good morning, each and every one of you. Let me present my screen. Dr. Vidya actually invited me to share some thoughts on this topic, enhancing leadership through community service, which I am really thankful for that, because everything of this kind of leadership and these community projects I have started from our department. So this is actually an honor, extremely, truly an honor, and also a homecoming for me to come to my alma mater and to share some of my stories where I have started my leadership journey. Hope you can see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, Father.
So what I'm going to share is not any theories or any concepts or constructs, but my exploration and experimentation in the areas, especially service-related leadership, which I have been experimenting and exploring for the last 20 years. So in fact, this sharing is actually a sharing of not only the stories of success stories, but more of whatever I have experimented and learned, and through my failures. So everything what I'm going to share started here at our campus, our department, and I am extremely indebted to my classmates and my teachers, because we graduated in 2002, so 2001. So we call ourselves as Millennium Cycle. So that actually transformed me, and to begin this journey of leadership. in fact, I would like to give a small glimpse of the whole entire story, because somebody else has made this video presentation for a few years back to present it here about the Dreams project to recruit more volunteers at Christ University. So I got this video and I will share that. Then later I will continue explain to you.
This journey began with a small college band in 1998 at UC College in Kerala with a few friends of Father Lijo. They wanted to inspire and motivate young people through music. It was called Dreams, the Songs of Love. Later, this vision moved to Bangalore at Dharmaram College. There it has evolved as a 3-hour stage show incorporating magic, dance and theater along with music to motivate high school students. The Dreams team performed at 23 high schools, inspiring over 45,000 students. Here, the Dreams became an acronym for desire, readiness, empowerment, action, and mastery for success. In 2005, the Dreams has moved to Changanasheri, Kerala, and it has become a music band-based orientation program and summer camps for both school and college students. In the years 2010 to 2017, Dreams went international at the University of Louisiana, USA.
Helping local students recognize their goals and find successful ways to achieve them. It's all a part of their Dreams Summer Camp. The program originated in India and was so successful that a priest made it local. It's a 5-day program focusing on developing children who may go unnoticed.
There are interventions in their lives and they will bloom.
The Dreams has evolved as a 3-year curriculum-based intervention program for underserved middle school students. Today, the Dreams voluntary service has been implemented in the different cities of the USA, India, and Germany by the local community and university volunteers.
Dreams is a worldwide project which enlivens, inspires, and motivates children to work towards their passions and become leaders in their chosen fields and in life in general.
I would like to share this story because the real transformation actually happened at our department while we have started some community initiatives and doing something for outside of our classroom. Actually did that intervention to, changed my mindset to get out of my shell and do something out of the box. So I do consider myself as a leader, not because I'm a teacher at a college or I'm a priest at a church, but because something else I'm doing outside of these institutionalized establishments or its given assignments. These are all given assignments. We all have legitimate responsibilities and legitimate power or expert power authority while we are whatever the roles that we are going to carry in our lives, right? As a family, head of the family, you will have power. As the head of the department, as a teacher, as a student or a class head or a coordinator, we get those kind of legitimate power. It comes with the role and responsibilities and titles. But I'm talking about a power, something which is totally different, that we will get by serving and helping the other person. And I call it's a servant power. So, in fact, being a leader by just doing outside of my job description is what make a person a different, unique leader in terms of that power which I mentioned as servant leader power or servant power. So, the space, this is what happened in 1998. I was first, of course, as a very shy and less confident, nothing special to claim person sitting in the class, first few weeks completely lost. And one, I don't know, couple of our faculty members would know Jagan. He was really big, and he actually came to the class with a couple of other friends and asked for, okay, we have a band. I would like to have lead guitar. So somebody said, I play guitar, but I don't play guitar. I play just basic chords. So, and then he said he found out that I'm not the fit person for the band, and then they left. But they came back and asked, you just hold the guitar. We have synthesizer. We will record everything. And because you do not know how to play the distortion and everything, you don't have the gigs. So what I can do is just pretend, because anyway, it's a rock band. We need a guitar. And we got bass guitar, and we got violin, we got other instruments and everything, but we need guitar. So that was actually the beginning. It's a journey where we used to practice at CC, and this is one of the pictures I found. And all those, the entire band joined, always came to our department. We have, they were actually welcomed at our department. With most of our faculty members. So it was a great opportunity that built my confidence. And I was also noticed. And during those days, our election campaign, we go there with the guitar and we sang, our teachers gave some exceptions, few hours, few hours, but some free hours we have used. And also we got some extra hours. We go to different classes singing and getting votes, and we actually, for all the, everybody, from the department, they all, they're successful, right? So all our candidates got elected. So those kind of situations, actually, I got an opportunity, and also my classmates helped me to grow as a leader. And also, most of the time, my friends came and encouraged me with, okay, you got some kind of organizational skill. That was the first time I heard that. I still remember, I was just coming outside of our auditorium, BJTM auditorium, and someone was telling, okay, that was wonderfully organized. So you are a good organizer. I still remember. That time, I didn't understand what is that organizing. I did because I wanted to do something, and also for the band and all those things for the department. So we spent extra time for that. So that is the beginning of the realization of certain leadership skills I have in my life, in my as my personality trait. So later, this band, we used to go different schools and different locations, and we play and motivate. Basically, that was our intention. We wanted to motivate and inspire our audience. So we had that dream. Later, we got an opportunity to sing in the on Jeevan TV for like 5 episodes, and that was a wonderful experience. And later, we have the story, because we graduated and gone, and then later, Dr. Abdul Kalam's books, Ignited Minds and Wings of Fire, those books actually really inspired me, who envisioned or dreamt of wonderful developed India in 2020, Vision 2020. Then I also joined that, I got inspired. I also joined that vision, and we have started along with our friends from UC College Band, and also a few other friends from Bangalore, and we developed that dreams just as inspirational band to a mega show with the music, dance, theater, everything incorporated to communicate that vision, a dream high vision of Abdul Kalam throughout Kerala, started from Trivandrum and across the state. And we could meet more than 40,000 students with that project. And it was a wonderful experience that also gave an opportunity. Later, it has moved to, in 2005 to 2009, we developed this as a summer camp, training program, music-based motivational speakers and music, basically music, but at the same time, the band also bring in a lot of speakers, instructors and trainers along with. So then in 2010, I got an opportunity to do my studies and my PhD at the University of Louisiana, USA. And one of my professors said, what you have been doing this is just a charity model. It's not actually really making any huge transformation in the students. You think that you are doing something and you get excited like a preaching, just you motivate them. But after that, what? This is what is actually happening with the counseling as well. And that was the process here. But after counseling, if it is not consistently doing it, it's not going to transform. So, and she also mentioned about that what is happening with the school counseling. So school counseling, if students are lined up, whenever there is a problem, they pushed into the counseling room, and the counselor is to give some guidance, and the next person come in, 30 minutes, come in, next, it goes on. But the same person is going back and getting into the same situation, and it's not really going to stay with that person to transform that person. So she asked me to change it. If you really wanted to transform, make it a really committed program. So identify students with the purpose, with the clear criteria, and then commit it for at least 1 year or 2 years. Follow it, do a real mentoring program. Then it will be really beneficial. And that was the time I got an opportunity to, with the help of that professor and many others, I have started designing as a 3-year program. And it's first year focus on their personal skills, self-confidence, self-esteem, all those things. Second year on interpersonal social skills, and third year on leadership skills. So know yourself first, know your context, and serve and lead. Lead means, of course, serve. That is the context we were always using. So I did a pilot study, and also I could present it in another, Australian conference, and then I have completed that research later with around 32 students. And the study found that this is actually transformed, because we are not doing any academic intervention. We are actually doing only behavioral intervention and interpersonal interventions. But that is actually giving academic impact also. So that result motivated me to continue this project more effectively. So by the way, I would like to explain to you what is DREAMS. DREAMS stands for, it's a 5 steps for last letter success. So the first letter is desire, second readiness, third empowerment, A for action, and mastery. So dream for success. So that is actually the definition. So I will explain furthermore. It has got 3 segments. The first segment, you will see that the passion and planning, which is the operating system of this engine. The operating system is desire and readiness, which is, desire is, of course, that extrinsic motivation. We have that, we need that extrinsic aspects that drives us, but we should not get stuck with that. We should move from that to intrinsic, which is stronger, deeper, and more sustainable, which we know that, right? Koppler conducted so many studies in 90s about speaking about that most of the time extrinsic rewards are actually creating negative impact. So make sure that you are doing everything or leading people toward intrinsic drives. So then once you are intrinsically driven, then second part is the hardware part, is practice, that is empowerment, try, learn, and then just do it. Try that, and then try it again 100 times. That will lead you to that last letter, mastery, which is which is excellence. So then that will lead you, that is what success is. Success is not the end of it. It's just it's a continuous process, right? It never ends. The moment you reach that point, you have a higher desire, higher D stars. So that's why I showed that it's a cyclical process. It never ends. It's a continuous process, but we need evaluation and celebration, of course. Short wins, small wins, right? We always say that. We have to celebrate that small win and then move on with that, evaluating ourselves. How do we evaluate? It's like like we have on our, for our cars and everything, all the vehicles, we have rear view mirrors, right? Rear view mirrors are very small, but windshield is really huge, because what it says that we have to look back, not all the time, because it's small, enough and more. Don't too much look on that, but you have everything ahead of us much bigger than what is everything behind us. But what is very important, we should know what is behind us. That evaluation would help us to make us another circle of dreams. That is the design behind it, and how it is implemented. It is implemented. I have also noticed that our education system, schools and universities are extremely disconnected, getting more and more disconnected from the community. Local community is not involved, right? Earlier it was more communities thing, right? But now it is more, if my child is studying, I will go be part of the parental, PTA meetings. Otherwise, I don't care what happens over there at the university or school. But what I am trying to do is connecting community, because community has got tremendous knowledge. Because we think that we professors, we hold all the knowledge. It's not true, right? What we can do is this much. But we have to bring in people from auto drivers or truck drivers or engineers, doctors, come and talk to, interact with the students, that they will get a holistic perspective, holistic education. So that was the intention. So we try to bridge this, design this project to implement through that community. Okay? Each local community is actually holding the project. They are they are the owners, the directors of the project. So connecting university and school system. So that is how it has developed. And I'm not getting into the details of the program because that is not the intention, but I'm trying to share with you what we started in a small thing in our classroom has evolved. It's not because of me, please don't misunderstand that, because hundreds of people joined, right, in the journey. It's a journey. I'm just sharing on behalf of all those people who have worked and contributed to this journey. So it's not mine, please don't misunderstand that. It's the moment we start doing something, people will come and join and contribute their thoughts and ideas, and they will join and they will build. Sometimes they will disappear after that, then come back again, because everybody has got their own priorities and challenges in life and stuff like that. So it's kind of a journey. It's still going on, and most of those people in the band, they are still involved with this project, though they are in different locations. We lost one of our band members, Vinu Jacob. He passed away 2 years back, and that is even because everybody is actively involved in this journey, at least over the phone, and we talk and discuss all these things. So this is what right now what is happening in these locations, and all these locations are independent. It's a completely free program and serving their local communities. Local people are connected to their university or college, and through college they are connected to the schools. So that's how this project is happening and transforming and connecting a lot of students and transforming in their in the transformational journey. So this particular project is 100% human capital based, 100% timeshare based, no money involved, zero fundraising, no financial involvement, just no grant or nothing. It's purely community based. It's purely local leadership. It's more of a hard work based. Everybody is volunteering. It's moving on as a story. But what I wanted to tell you, again, another transformation experience I had during this COVID time. In 2020, in March, I picked up the phone and called all the heads of this location. In Trivandrum, we have 2 chapters. In Bangalore, 2-3 chapters going on, and in Kottayam, in different locations. Though we tried to start in our UC college, but it didn't work because of COVID, because we had committees has formed and everything worked. But hopefully we will be able to start for our local schools from our department as soon as the situation is back to normal. So what I'm trying to say is, I picked up the call, and because all the schools, everything is closed, then I said, okay, we have to stop. We cannot do this because this is not something emergency. It's not because even schools are closed, and we cannot do that. Then a couple of college students from Kottayam, they told me, Father, why can't we try something different? Why can't we try something virtual? I said, what? We can just have some internet calls. At that time, nothing has even thought of that. Even government or anything, they were not planning any virtual classes or anything. That was the first few days, first 2 weeks, because summer camp is happening in April. So I have to tell everybody to please close down. We will not have any summer camp this year. But they said they wanted to do. Then what happens to the senior, community leaders? They said, oh, no, we cannot do that because we do not know what is that, Zoom and blah, blah, blah. And we cannot do anything of this kind of things. And we do not know we are out. If you are doing it, you go ahead and do it. But we are not part of it. I was really in confusion, whether I should go with the youth, philosophy, or what the adults, leadership is speaking about. Finally, I told the college students, okay, you go ahead. Let's try. And let's try and learn. If something is, if we make mistakes, we make mistakes. That's okay. We will learn from that. So, in fact, this is where I really, again, remember Dr. Kalam's inspiration. Only children and youth, in his book, Ignited Minds, he says, only children and youth can think and dream wild, beyond boundaries, beyond challenges. The moment you're talking these kind of wild dreams with an adult, they would say, oh, that problem, this problem, because they see only the problems, because they are already faced with so many problems. So that's why we are all, blind in such a way that we cannot see that possibilities above that. The youth, in fact, they have the energy, they have the enthusiasm, they have passion, right? So they don't care. Let's break it. Youth can break all the boundaries. So this is what I learned last 1 year during COVID. You know what? What they have said is right. They said what they are doing right now in most of these locations, this virtual project is happening. Only because of them. They said, let's try it. Now, through them, community people are actually joining. Now, what they did, they went to different houses, trained these people how to operate this, WhatsApp calls, group calls, and Google Meet. They do not know or any of those things, because most of them are retired people, right? So now they are running it. So that transformed me to think, redesign, reimagine, and reinvent, or the whole entire project mostly on university-centered than community-centered. So right now, this project is going on college-centered project. So the college students are actually the leaders, not the community leaders. They are connecting the community people and the school. So why it happened? Because of COVID and because of the challenge we went through. So I would also like to invite at this point, we have one of my students with me. I invite, hold on one second, let me close this presentation. Gaurika, yeah, can you come over? Yes, Gaurika is one of the, let me introduce Gaurika. She's one of the coordinators of one of the chapters in Bangalore. We have never met, right? Only virtually. So she's, heading a project, and she will tell you completely a virtual project going on in Bangalore, and how these students are really, because we know that, UN also published an article about that, how these teenagers are going through the challenges during this COVID time, because this adolescence age is the space where they wanted to be connected with their friends and their peer group. Then that's the time we don't want to be with our parents and siblings, right? We know that how much of time we fight, right? So that is too much right now during this, because of the lockdown, right? So how Gaurika actually turned into a leader because of that project, and she will share a little bit. Thank you, Gaurika. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Father. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gaurika Gupta, and I'm a second-year student of, online college, unfortunately. And I am doing a BA Triple Honors. I'm majoring in psychology, sociology, and economics. And before starting, I would like to say thank you to Father Lijo for giving me this opportunity of coming here and sharing my experience with all of you. It's truly an honor. I would like to start off by acknowledging that when I entered college, I had a very different understanding. I did not expect that I would be expected to lead, because throughout my school life I was a very shy person. I never expected myself to lead a team of 20 people, and that was a concept which was very alien for me. But when I started off with dreams, and when I came across Father Lijo and the entire team, I was told to start with leading very casually, and I felt very apprehensive. That was when I realized that it takes a good leader to actually gauge that the other person has some passion that can fuel into greatness. And I'm very grateful for my senior mentors for that. I felt that I wouldn't be able to lead 2 people, leave alone 20 people. But this was a very pleasant challenge for me to see how I turned out to be a better mentor and a better leader, that I did not expect from myself. Now, moving on, I feel that I was able to serve the community through dreams, which has been a personal goal for me, honestly, because I have been a very academically average student. And I took a lot of stress because of that, because I felt that I don't fit in the society enough now. I took a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. And now when I am the facilitator, when I am teaching these children that it's okay to take stress, but there is a line that you need to draw, I feel proud that I am giving back to the society. I am making sure that children do not grow up with the same toxic thinking. And they understand that while it is very necessary to give your best, it is also necessary to stop at one point. And my experience has been extremely rewarding. I had to deal with children, and I had to teach children under my school. And their energy, their inquisitiveness has been so infectious. Every time I make a mistake, even right now, if I may stutter or if I may fumble here and there, I am no longer afraid to do that, because I've been in a company which is so forgiving, which is so accepting, that now I feel more confident about myself, and I feel that that is beautiful. In one of the sessions, what I what my interaction with the student went like was, you don't need to say the right answer, you don't need to say the wrong answer, I just want you to speak. And this is something that has motivated me a lot. I used to be very afraid of public speaking, because I felt that I might say something which is embarrassing, I might make a grammar mistake. And now I feel that coming here, switching on your camera, switching on your microphone, talking about something that you're really passionate about is something great, and making mistakes here and there is nothing to worry about. And I believe that through these programs, I have learned as much as I have tried to teach these children. So it was a two-way street completely. As one another positive change that I felt that was brought through this community service was that I got more grateful for what I have. Interestingly, in one of the sessions that I was taking with these children, I was talking about being grateful. And that very day, I was complaining a lot. So during that session, I realized that, am I practicing what I'm preaching? So in short, these sessions are a great insight into who I am as a person also. It makes me constantly makes me rethink who I am and what my values and what my beliefs are. So while I will say that, leading a group of people is a challenging situation, but it is very rewarding also. I've realized what kind of a leader I am. After facing a lot of challenges, I've realized that you need to strike a very strategic balance between being friendly but being assertive and being empathetic as well. So yes, I hope that I can continue working for a lot of people, and I hope that I keep learning on the way, because I'm sure there's a lot to learn right now. So I can't wait for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Garika, for coming and sharing your experience as a leader, how you transformed as a leader by doing extra outside of your studies and responsibilities at college, right? So it's really encouraging and motivating. Thank you for sharing your story. Let me share the screen again. So here comes that a few studies. Universities are actually getting increasingly interested in community service learning now, because they are not more, not too much worried about that what is the book is providing. And right now it's community engagement and civic engagement, and the research is based on real life situation, what is really the problem really happening and impacting that. So that's a new trend, for the for the last couple of decades. This is really expanding in that level, and we know that our department and UC College has a lot of community service opportunities, a lot of initiative opportunities, because I'm fondly remember everything which I have experienced and which I have the opportunities I have got at the university, at the colleges. Students' freedom. You come up with any idea, there is nobody to tell you no. They will always encourage you. They will always, of course, there will be a lot of challenges. Of course, whenever we do certain things, there will be challenges. It doesn't mean that, okay, we are going to be always pampered. You have to fight. You have to get the things. That makes you tougher, and so that you will survive outside. So that's the reason why the system is creating in such a way that we get that opportunities too, because the department or the college is actually preparing ourselves for the outside world. Outside world is not just rosy, easy thing. It's really tough. You need to be tough, never to give up and to continue working and striving for it. So again, college students are actually showing a real growing interest in youth mentoring and impacting mentees. It is actually impacting mentees very positively. The reason is, when I go and teach the teenagers, they get tired of that, because they are tired of their parents and teachers, because they immediately associate me with that age, right? And we are that belong to that generation. So they don't want to listen to us. They don't want to hear it, because enough. But when you go there, you talk to them, and they get excited. They will, they get just grab things, and whatever you say, they will do blindly follow you. So influence them positively, and you can transform the whole society. So the mentoring relationship with an extra familial senior member is a strong support factor. It's already 2005 studies. So many studies are actually telling us. Also, look at that, a few other studies in 2000s and earlier studies too. Students who had service learning showed greater achievements in life. Then it's not just one study, it's multiple studies, right? It enhances their social consciousness and open-mindedness for diversity. We don't get closed, because Gaurika already shared that she was worried, and she was what kind of transformation she had in her life the moment she exposed to different group of students, right? So only we all have prejudice, we all have these stereotyping things, because if you want to change it, the only solution is not just to read a book. We know it over here. What is happening, it's over here. For that, we have to connect and get exposed. Okay, once you closely associate, we understand that, I know that until I go outside of my country, my place, I thought that only my place is the right thing, and that's the only right people, all others are wrong. The moment I went outside of the country and started living there, and I found that everybody is beautiful. It's learning experience. So then we become more open and to the diversity, and our relational abilities will be expanded, and personal maturity will enhanced, and it will definitely enhance our holistic growth and holistic development. So please, this is based on science. This is based on researches. And you know that what is actually happening in the community service, you can see that picture. We get practical experience, we get academic experience, and we get community involvement. So we are, volunteering, civic education, civic engagement, and internship is actually happening between all these three. So, let us get involved. Whatever the small initiative the department is coming up with, or you may come up with, and get permission from the teachers and principal, and go proceed and try something and report. Accountability is very, very important, because there should be supervised. We should not go it our own ways, but because we are not perfect, because we have ideas, it may not be, we get excitement, all the enthusiasm, passion, but we may not have a clarity on the complete vision. So I would encourage, we always invited faculty members to our band, and they always guided us, joined us. I sincerely appreciate Molina ma'am for being with us, always coming for our performances and encouraging us. I know that I was thinking how much time she had spent. She had so much of other things to do, but she came and encouraged it and sat front rows and always give appreciation during and after the program. So that much involvement, and many other faculty members actually from our college got involved, and Deepa ma'am, and many were guiding us. So that way we were accountable to the college, because we are going on behalf of the college, the institution, right? We have to be supervised, which even though sometimes we don't like that, but make sure that we get it, because sometimes the pruning is required for the right, producing the right fruits, right? So I'm coming from that service to the next point, which is the key of the topic, and what is actually leadership. I would encourage all of you to write your definition on leadership on chat box, please, if you don't mind. Just a keyword. We don't have to write too many things. I know that whatever the definition, because about leadership, we have hundreds of definitions, okay? And we know that these are all, there is no absolute perfect definition either. Whatever the definition you're going to say, it's going to be right. So please, if you don't mind, please chat. I can't see the chat box anyway. Let me close down, reduce the size. Responsibility. Thank you, Sarah. Absolutely. I truly agree with that. And working with people as a guide for them. Yes, Sonika. Gorika. Accountability. Yes. Being able to influence someone or a group. Yes, Cassia. Organizing. Yes, that organizing skill. And Justin, a leader is one who knows the way, shows the way. Yes. And learn as they grow. Yeah, absolutely. We learn as we grow and as we experience, setting examples. Yes, actually, yes, directing, and these are all absolutely all these definitions. Whatever you said is completely. I agree with that, and we know that leadership is. So let me share the screen again. Rohit, yes, action of leading and considering and guidance. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts. I totally agree with these definitions, because one thing John Maxwell said, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less, right? Leadership is basically also, and how do we influence? It's because without titles, it's not just our titles making us to be a leader, right? And if we don't act in the right way. So leadership is action, not just a position. And we know that it's empowering, inspiring, and leading for change and share vision. Everything goes to that particular definition of leadership. So leaders are those willing to give up something for their own, for us, for others, their time, their energy, their money, maybe even food. And that's what I really like the title of Leaders Choose to Eat Last. Simon Sinek, one of the later books. And I'm really fascinated, because leaders are actually watching others and taking care of them, and just go behind and take care of that, whether everybody is taken care of well. So that care and support is actually that caring leadership. Actually, that shows that service, serve to lead, right? For 21st century leaders manual. And service leader is the one who is ready to invest in the life of the others, so that other becomes better, wealthier, bigger, wiser, famous than me, the one who is actually helping. Of course, that is where the jealousy is coming, because we all have jealousy, right? So it's a mindset. We have to keep in mind that that's what I'm supposed to do, to build that. We have to enjoy that part. The shorter distance to leadership is nothing but service. So I also would like to share another video about that, a quick transformation story. And I don't know, it's not working. So anyway, so I just wanted to conclude by saying that service is actually the gateway to leadership. It's just when we start doing, we will grow. And don't wait for a right time. Okay, when I get a job, when I get a position, when I'm the CEO of the organization, definitely I will do amazing job. It's not going to happen at all. If you're not doing at home, if you're not doing at our department, in our classroom, to come up with some initiative, something different. If we are planting something over our own garden in the department, making that space a better space. If we can't do consistently, if we can do, but we have to come innovatively and continuously committed to that will transform. So that is what a real excellence is. Service is nothing but just going extra mile, going beyond our job description. As a student, you are not responsible for doing all those things what we have said right now. But if you do that, you're taking that extra mile. That extra mile will give you that real excellence. So that is what the excellence is, our leadership. So extra mile is actually giving a lot of visibility. That visibility gives a lot of opportunities. The opportunities will give you taken to the positions, legitimate power and authorities, associated to that. So that is a pathway. I just wanted to tell you the pathway to the leadership and the growth and excellence is nothing, just the baby step. Let's start with the small thing that you can do at the department, in our classroom or outside the classroom, in collaboration with your friends, that we can transform. And maybe it's small thing. I purposefully put this picture because when I Googled it, what is butterfly effect? I got this picture. I found it's very interesting. So we all are aware of that thing, that butterfly effect, right? That smooth, that waves that a butterfly creates can create a bigger hurricane somewhere else in the world. So that kind of philosophy, speaking about that perspective, is talking about the butterfly. See that beauty in a small change. And this is what also one of my favorite quotes of Mother Teresa. You may feel that we are doing very, very insignificant, very small. And that's what I feel about this particular program. And I think about that, my friends and my colleagues are thinking that what we are doing at the university level, at teaching and all the other positions we are holding that's big. But for me, that is not. For me, this is more, attracts my passion, my enthusiasm, because I feel that this is very small, because I believe in small. Because small that we learned it from for the last 1.5 years of experience with the COVID, right? That small thing can transform, change everything. Everything, the way we look, the way we see, the way we interact, everything has changed. Even whatever happened somewhere in Wuhan, which we never heard of that space before, and now is affecting us because we are interconnected. These are the lessons we have learned. So believe in that small and do that small thing. And that will transform you and transform the society. So that's what I just wanted to share with you at this point. And sorry about this. So that's a little bit about my sharing. And here is the time for questions. And feel free to ask anything. Let me stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Father, for the informative talk on enhancing leadership in students through community services, and also for sharing your experiences, initiatives, and programs. And I'm sure that it will be an inspiration and motivation for each one of us. And I would also like to thank Gaurika for sharing your experience as well. Now let's move on to the question and answer session. For that, I would like to invite Shino Mariam Philip of 2nd PG Psychology.
Thank you, Kissia. The forum is now open for the question and answer session. If any participant has questions, they can either post it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and ask it directly to the
Hi, Father. It's me, Jenish.
Hi, Dinesh sir. Good to see you.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So it's actually a nice talk. So actually, my question was, what's the leadership difference you have feel in UC College and Christ University?
What is the difference I see in UC College and between Christ University and UC College?
No,
Right?
leadership styles.
Leadership styles. I would say I fondly remember everything what I experienced at UC College. Mostly the students' freedom, there where they can come any initiative, they get support and connect with the community, and all those things are very powerful in compared to Christ University. Christ University is here. Maybe it's because of the a bigger city where we are not too much connected in the communities, too much of disconnected, and also the organizational structure is here on campus around 18 to 20,000 students on campus, under campus. So that itself is a huge. It's more of an organization is the personal connect is very less, but UC College we have very personal. Everybody is, every time when I pass through Aluva, I make sure that I just stop by at college and just walk around. That gives a lot of feeling, I do not know, as a student, I have never studied in Christ University, so I do not know what that kind of feeling over about Christ University. But this is what the major difference I feel in terms of, the leadership models and the organizational structure between these two universities.
Thank you, Jenish sir, for that question. And thank you, Father, for answering. So there is a question in the chat box. What were the challenges you faced? I hope it is while building up your dreams organization.
The challenges, one of the challenges I faced, I still remember that it was while I was after completing my PhD, because this project was actually for my PhD. I just implemented at the University of Louisiana. Then later, my authorities and also people from all the volunteers come up with a lot of challenges. That's what I told. The seniors are always coming with problems. Like they say that, okay, it's not going to happen. If you do that, do you have insurance for that? There is a liability. If they sue you, you will be in the jail and, you'll be incarcerated and things will be, that made me, then once one person start talking about those kind of problems, then everybody gets into that and they just leave, because this is a free program, right? Coming. And I felt that I was all alone at that moment. Then I also about to give up. Then one of my friends and both of the husband and wife, they came to visit me during Christmas season. Then I pulled them into my kitchen and prepared some tea for them. And they said, okay, they saw them on the refrigerator. I put all these pictures of kids performing and doing, those things. Then they said, what are you doing this? I said, yeah, this is what I have been doing for your country, but I'm done because this system is not safe for me to continue this kind of project. And also people are leaving, they are not continuing with me. So then they said, don't do that. They told me about their story. That inspired me. So they said they have got a paper business. And one day they got a private flight. One day they got a call from somebody who is really in struggle, and they wanted to go to, having chemotherapy and wanted to go. They cannot take any commercial flight because of, infection. So they wanted a private flight because they cannot take that person through by road. So they gave them an opportunity. They used their flight. Then that instance gave an opportunity for him to think of giving more people. And he called all his friends with flights. And he started an organization called Pilots for Patients. He said, of course, that affected his business. He wanted to do for community. But today, he said he celebrates that. He saved 5,000 lives, 5,000 people with the cancer, right? They wanted to go to specialized hospital, and he did along with hundreds of friends, and they did this service for free. So that made me, again, inspired me. So those people, so I feel like, angels come around us and help us walk you through that particular position, and they will disappear. Now they are not part of my journey, but they just disappear. Of course, they are in my contact list, but not as strong as they were in those days. Then I continued the journey again. Then whenever I got stuck in the darkness, there I see a candle, light in that, at the end of somewhere, someone will come. And, you might know the song, oh, I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hours to show us how to live, to teach us how to give, and to guide us with the light of love. Alabama band has got this song. It's one of my favorite songs, because whenever we are in stuck, somebody will come, somebody will, help us walk you through, because we are not doing anything for our own personal intention or personal vested agendas or anything, right? We are doing for good, things will happen. So that's what I believe. Every time they ask for, okay, where do you get the funding? I said, we don't need a funding. Why do we need funding? We need just people. And oh yeah, you are coming from India, you're talking about that socialist mindset. I said, whatever it is, and I showed them we can do things without grants, without money. So yes, Ninu.
Thank you, Father. Ninu Maman has raised a hand. You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Okay, I think it might be a mistake. I'm moving on to the next question. So, Father, there's a question. What is the role of elderly retired people in connecting youth with community?
I would say there is a lot of disconnect with elderly and the youth, right? Because we should understand that elderly people are the true connect with our past, to the future. If that is missing, we are missing everything, right? So if I ask a question, what is most important part of a tree? Its roots. Most of the time, that is what is most insignificant. We don't see that. We are looking at the flowers. We are looking at the branches. We are looking at everything, the fruits and everything. What about the roots? So we have to have a strong connect to the roots, to the branches. Otherwise, the society won't survive and society won't sustain. So that is where our job as a youth, you have the responsibility to connect with older generation, seniors like us, to the younger generation, so that this alpha group also can be connected to X, Y, or millennials, right? So we have to have the real connect, but we have to be mindful of that. The most of the time we are not looking, into it. We are just seeing it, and we just go with that fascinated things, what we are, flashy things. But we have to look into that, which are quiet, small, and more impactful. So yeah, I think, and also that is the retired people are the most untapped, unutilized, huge resources, right? Think about their experience and their wisdom, their knowledge, and that's what we want. But we don't have that, right? So unless and until we ask them to share, because they won't come and share there, because they did enough and more. Then they are just in the time of retirement. But the moment we ask, they will be more than happy to share that. They will come over there and they will do everything. That's my experience. So, and here also, Leela Miss is actually heading our project, with the dreams here in our department. And we had a lot of conversations, and we have a group of people actually. But as soon as we get back to normal, we will definitely, work back to action, and we will implement it.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Lijo, good morning.
Yes, good morning, ma'am. You're here. Okay.
I can suggest a concrete example for the students in this COVID time, mainly in rural area. They are in their houses. Why can't they group the children in houses for maybe 10 houses? They can meet the parents there. There may be 10 or 15 children in that 10 houses. Then they come together in a garage in the middle of that 10 houses. They may be studying different classes, but engage them with their behavioral issues, like let them play together depending upon their age, express their talents, singing, dancing, something like that, and maybe some competition. They may be interested in cycling. Why can't the leader can arrange a competition of cycling in a rural area, in a ground and all? In that way, engage the children for 1 hour, maybe in alternate days. And at the same time, if they want to have some academic exposures, like studying plants, birds, something like that, so that the parents will be happy, so that they will be burdened by this whole time sitting in front of the TV and creating problem within the family. So the students, our students, can engage 1 hour in alternate days these children. Children may be in different classes, in different community, different background, all these things, but let them adjust and spend 1 hour in that garage together and playing, talking, discussing something that is coming in newspaper and all. That may be a concrete program in this COVID time. After that, they can have it on Sundays afternoon, maybe for 1 hour for these same children, nearby houses. That may be, I feel so, that is service learning, a step further the leadership. So the children are benefited by that. Our student is benefited by that. The total neighborhood, interpersonal relationship, all these will be benefited, and the children will come out with their own understanding. They will understand themselves. They are ready to share their positive things and negative things to the neighborhood children. That may be a concrete example that I explain. I think so. That is that news is there in newspaper also. Some teachers are doing. Some rural area teachers who are committed are doing 1 or 2 hours per day to the neighborhood children, so that engaging them in their behavioral issues, not academic oriented. Anyway, it's a good thing. Many people joined. Lijo, how are you? Doing well?
Yeah, doing well, ma'am. So I think that's a good start. We have to start doing something, in terms of understandably start something, because are we going to wait for something? Are we going to get, as I told you, that it's not the time we need to wait for, everything get back to normal. Let's do something. Even if you cannot go and go outside, why can't we just think of identifying these students with the help of Leela ma'am and do some virtual thing? Just a beginning, just today, tomorrow. You don't wait for too much of time. You don't need a preparation. Just come, ask them, everybody to, because we are tired of classes, right? Let's use this space for fun. Then for that, first of all, we all need to be on video, right? Switch on our video, and then ask the students, come on, switch on the video, and just have some fun, some game. That's enough. No teaching, because that's what ma'am said. It's Socrates said, 2,500 years back. Every adult, involved with the kids are actually, influencing their behavior, their change, and their growth, positively or negatively, depending on that person, right? So that same thing, it's not just something new. It's a reality. What we need to do is just interact with them. You all have people with a lot of beautiful, wonderful values. Just let me disseminate to that younger generation. Let them transform. Let them learn from. They don't have to follow you, but they will learn from. They will learn from you, and also they will reconstruct and redesign what's their definition of about themselves. That's what we are telling. We are not teaching. We are not telling anything. We are telling what we are. Just, we don't have to pretend. We don't have to imitate. We don't have to preach. We just be with them. They will see, and they will take whatever they want. So that's my suggestion, along with what Leela ma'am suggested at this point. So please, I request the team, just do something tomorrow. Set up a call, maybe 3 students. That 3 will bring 30. I promise you. The 30 will bring in 300. So, yeah. So, thank you.
Thank you, Leela Miss and Father, for your wonderful suggestions. So I think this is the final question, and it is the most exciting question. It is representative of all those who are participating in it right now. So how do we get to be a part of the dream project? Also, is there a particular trait we need to have? And can we build our self-esteem and leadership qualities through this?
I think Gaurika can answer that question, but I will answer. And Gaurika, if you want to add something, you don't require any trait. Just be a human being. That's all. No credentials, nothing. Just be a human being. You come over here, and you can be a part of that. It's just it is for just be what we are. We don't have to have anything extra or anything less. So that's something I just wanted to tell you. And how do you want to get to be a part of this dreams project? Is nothing. We can definitely, it's up to you. You tell us what I need to do for you. I'll be happy to do. We have a team, training team, and trainers training team. We have this is our manual, trainers training manual, and we have a team for it. And so we will be happy to, Gaurika is part of that too. So we will be happy to train you online, virtually. We will fix it, and we will do anything for you. Yeah, I agree. We don't have to wait for everything gets over. Gaurika, you want to say something additional?
Yes, Father. I would just like to add that we're all here to learn on the way. So, like me, you don't have to worry about, being great at something. It is a very giving program. So don't worry that you need to be best at something to be able to work for it. You can directly start working, and in the process, you will learn.
Thank you, Sarah, for asking that question.
Thank you, Father and Gaurika. So I think there are no more questions. If so, over to you, Kessia.
Thank you so much, Father, for your responses to the questions, and also Shaina for moderating the session. I would like to make a note to the participants that the feedback form link has been provided in the chat box. Please do fill in the form so as to receive your e-certificates. Thank you. Now I would invite Hannah Sherin to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. This webinar series is the result of the hard work and dedication of a number of people. So first of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Reverend Lijo Thomas CMI, esteemed alumnus of our department, for taking time out of his busy schedule for sharing his knowledge and expertise as the speaker for today's webinar. And he has given us a truly valuable and informative session. So today's webinar on enhancing leadership qualities through community services gave us deep insights into how holistic growth and transformation of our students can be achieved through community service learning programs by forming connections and interactions between the members of the community and us university students who represent the youth. The story shared by coordinator Ms. Gaurika on her transformation into a leader through community work was also very encouraging and motivating. Today's session also helped us to realize that the pathway to leadership, growth, and excellence is by taking small steps in our classroom through organizing and collaborations, which will later transform us as well as the society. So I'm sure that the knowledge we have gained through this webinar will help us in the future. So I take this opportunity to thank him wholeheartedly on behalf of the faculty and students of the Department of Psychology, Union Christian College, Aluva. Thank you, Father. We are honored by your esteemed presence as the speaker for today's webinar session. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our respected principal, Dr. Tara K. Simon, for her uncensored support in conducting this webinar series. I would also like to place on record the tireless efforts put forward by the teachers of our department, led by our HOD of the department, Ms. Saina Susan Abraham, and our coordinator, Dr. Vidya Ravindranathan. Thank you, teachers. A special word of thanks to Akhilesh for rendering all the technical support. And I would also like to convey a heartfelt thanks to all the participants who made today's webinar a great success. Once again, thank you everyone, and we hope to see you at the next webinar session. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. With that, we come to an end of today's webinar. Once again, thank you, Father Lijo, and all the participants for your active participation. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you all. Bye.